All right, guys, what's up? It's your boy, Courtney Scott, the Cowboy Marketer. I'm back with another video, but this video is going to be different from the previous videos I've done. In this video today, guys, I'm going to show you the exact step-by-step action plans, what key things that we did to actually help this client get an average 8x ROAS on Facebook ads in his real estate investing business in 2024. Insane, right? So guys, that's enough of that. Let's just hop straight into it. I'm gonna show you guys what this looked like. And I'm just gonna share some numbers with you guys, share some real metrics, share everything we've done. So right here, guys, this is what we call an action plan. So what an action plan is, the things that we do or gonna do to basically help scale a client up. So as of right now, just so you guys know, I'm not faking it. As of right now, this client right here from January 2024 to August 2024, this client have done $1.416 million in revenue, and he only spent $171,000 in ad spend, which is insane. But I'm showing you guys exactly how we did that. And we can go over some of the markets that he's in and he's doing these deals in. But starting out, our first objective, guys, is honestly trying to understand, because we do this for all of our clients. We create action plans for all of our clients, right? So it's to figure out, what do we have to do to help you achieve your goal? So let's say if a client come to us and say, hey, Courtney, I want to get to, $1 million in revenue a year. And we're going to figure out what type of return on investment they're looking for and how much money they got to spend. So let's say if he came to us and said, Courtney, I want to get to $1 million in Facebook revenue from Facebook. He said he wanted 4X. So you got to spend $250,000 in ad spend. So all of our clients get this, and we do a whole breakdown analysis of what that looked like. And as you guys can see, we far exceeded our expectations of him getting $1 million. He'll probably end up doing he got a couple more deals that are locked up. So he'll probably do close to 2.5 by the end of the year, which is insane because we done scaled up and we optimized so well. And you guys are going to see what that looked like on our end. So let's just hop right into it. But yes, like I said, guys, we do this for all of our clients. So if you guys want an action plan, you guys want somebody that's basically going to map it out for you, definitely click the link below and basically get some motivated seller leads. But in the meantime, let's just hop straight into it. So first things first, guys, as you can see here, we're going in January. In January, how many leads he's gotten? He's gotten 272 leads. He did 43 contracts. He spent $16,000 in ad spend, guys. So what you can easily do here is you can see what is his cost per, what is his conversion rate from lead to contract, right? And you just break that down. So let's do the math real quick. So I'm grabbing my phone. I'm doing the math. I'm not that quick at math, guys. So I'm gonna do. Bye. Okay, so he's converting out of 1 to 600 into a contract, which is really good. A lot of people talk about Facebook leads is not all that, Facebook leads isn't high quality, but how is this guy converting 1 out of 6 leads on Facebook, which is insane, right, for his marketing? And we also talk about how many campaigns we did, how many ad sets. So if you guys are not familiar with ad sets are, go and check out one of our previous videos of us diving into exactly what ad sets are. But ideally what it is how we get the targeting, the placement, the demographics, the interest-based targeting, everything that we do to make sure that the right person is seeing the right ad. Then we're talking about how many ads that we've done, that we've updated that month. So as of you guys see, we updated 4 ads here, and how many active ads are current. So you see that there are 80 active ads for this much ad spend. So what I noticed with some guys, they have trouble scaling, and I'm like, why you didn't scale? And I go and check their ad accounts. They only have 3 ads. These guys are not testing enough. Whereas in this client right here, we have 80 active ads. And a lot of people may think, oh, wow, that's insane. But yes, that requires a lot of work. You have to constantly be an account. You have to manage a lot of metrics. If you're trying to see which metrics that we manage, go and check out the other previous videos. I include that a lot in my videos. And his total campaigns, right, is 10 active campaigns. Insane, right? But let me just show you guys what we've done on here and give you guys an idea of what happens, what actually happens on. A lot of people are like, oh, all you got to do is just duplicate the ads from another client account and put it in our account. It's all different depending on market. And basically what I'm going to show you guys here is exactly everything we've done to help him scale up to be consistent at this level. All right. So let's just go right into it. So first things first, as you guys can see here, January 6th, what we did, we launched a double lead form campaign with the extra question, asking the lead contact information like what's your phone number. So basically on a Facebook lead form, people normally get to autofill their phone number, but I was 12 years old when I created my Facebook, right? So that's not the same phone number. I've been through like 3 phone numbers since then. So a lot of people was autofilling the wrong phone number. So the contact rate was really slow or really low. So what we did, we implemented the double phone number lead form campaign. So we're just asking them to put it in. They have to type out their number twice. And that increased the contact rate. As you can see, he literally did 1 out of every 6 leads from Facebook he converted. So that was basically to reduce the unresponsible leads and improve the conversion quality, contract to lead ratio, and which is what happened there. So we turned off a lot of the animated video campaigns that we did because it stopped performing. Like in January. So animated videos is like, hey, we'll go on. I kind of put an example up here for you guys so you guys can see what an animated video is, kind of more of a show you guys than to actually tell you guys what it is. But it's basically explaining what we do, but in an animated way. It's really nice. It performed around, Q4 last time, but starting in Q1, it stopped performing. That's why I always say test. It's super important to test in marketing. Next, so what was the budget strategy, right? And the budget strategy, it was a daily budget of $50 for this new campaign that we decided to come in because stuff was previously performing December, November, January. We left all of those things running that was currently performing at a high level, but hey, let's slowly increase the budget a little bit. So what we did, we split it equally among 4 ad sets, 2 ad set of higher intent lead form. What is that? It's basically people get to literally sit back and verify, like, hey, I made sure I filled out this form. Is me. I'm the correct person that's filling out this form. So you get not like a lot of spam leads. Second, we did more volume because he have a big team. He's like, hey, Courtney, I need to feed all of my team. I got 7 acquisition reps, so I need to have a plethora of leads, not only just good quality leads, but he came to us with a unique case. Like, hey, man, I want the highest quality lead and I want the highest quantity of lead. I'm like, dude, that's kind of almost impossible. Like, we went to Google, he cost per lead a little bit higher. And he's like, dude, figure it out, Courtney. That's what I'm paying you for, to figure it out. So we figured it out here. And that's what we did. We split the budget evenly among the more quality and more quantity as well. And now he's closing at 1 and 6, some months 1 and 7, some months 1 and 10. But it's relatively good, and his cost per contract is somewhere around $400 or something like that, which is really good for this day and age with everybody hopping into inbound. So that's what we did, and we put the budget at $12.50 each. You may ask, like, Courtney, why you test 4 different assets? Because, guys, test. So later on, like in the next month or later on down the line, what we'll notice is, hey, that ad didn't perform. Let's turn off that asset. Let's replace it with another asset. So as you guys can already get a glimpse of it, is that we're changing so many assets and we're split testing everything in here for it. And it's crazily insane, right? Next thing that we did was lead forms. We added additional screening questions, such as like required the 2 phone numbers, to get rid of the low quality leads, as I was telling you guys. And the goal was to reduce the contact rate so we can talk to them more and help the conversion rate as well. So the quality call, he told us exactly everything that happened on the quality call, how the leads were unresponsive. So we're going to look at these quality calls because we do them on our team, and we'll say, hey, man, out of all the leads you've gotten, what would you rate the lead quality? He said 7 out of 10. Okay, so making sure we keep that above a 6, we're good there. Next thing he said, hey, by the time he did this one, it was like later on in the month, so he did another, like 25 before the 25th or whenever he did his quality call, but it's balanced out to him doing exactly, 43 contracts. So on these 15 contracts were signed, but some of the leads were unresponsive. So we was like, okay, what should we do? And that's when we came up with adding the double phone number. And that's where we get that from, to basically improve the lead quality. Then you jump into the next month. The key actions that we did, okay, we launched like a humor-based creative. Like, it's a different kind of approach. So we basically put a box, and we put a homeless guy inside of a box holding up a sign and said, we buy houses. No, like we buy any house, no matter if it looks like this. And it was a cardboard box house. And we try to go at it with like a light approach, a non-traditional approach, because what we try to do is try to differentiate, because anybody can hop on Facebook and put up a picture or a high quality image and say, all right, I want to buy your house fast for cash. And that's easy to do, right? So what we did then, after the next quality call we had with them, we realized that the lead form campaigns that are winning, and we stopped them because they stopped performing on February 15th. So we just cut them off because the CPLs got too high. Remember I told you guys this client right here, he was like, Courtney, I want quantity and quality. So if the CPL gets too high, that's kind of a brainer for us to cut it off, right? So we had to make sure we had to cut that one off. Daily budget, he's like, hey, let's increase the budget, or let's use that money from that campaign you guys cut off into coming into split something equally again. Go back to the original lead form, so asking simple questions, but let's split it only into 2 this time for more intent and higher volume. So we cut off the losing ones and we turned on some new winning ones, and we split it up between 20 and 20 with the human ones. And that's what you guys are gonna see consistently throughout this whole campaign. How we did what we did, why we did what we did, and the strategies that we used to implement of doing it. Right. Next thing that we did was the creatives. Like I said, the human-based creatives. But the goal was to test the engagement level with the human-based creatives. So, and then we had to assess, their quality, because it was like, all right, cardboard box. I really don't want people that's living in the cardboard box to say, hey, can you buy my cardboard box, right? We tried to do it to be different, to stand out, but we was like, all right, let's assess the lead quality, see how well that's going to perform. But that's all marketing is. It's constantly testing. So basically, with the positive feedback on the new approach, he told us 6 contracts were signed, which is okay. So the insights was human-based creative saw a marked improvement of the engagement rate. So that means more people was clicking on, CPLs went down, and leading to a higher lead volume without sacrificing quality. That's what our mindset was going in. This is actually working. Okay, awesome. Give ourselves a pat on the back for it actually working. So what we were doing while we tested it, because Ember Homes, they're currently in a market where it's super competitive, like Georgia. They're in that market, it's super competitive, and everybody is doing the same thing over and over again. So we looked at it from a non-traditional route. So as you guys can see here, what he decided to do was, decrease the budget, because the campaigns that we were testing here, all of it kind of like fell in our lap because we wasn't testing that much enough. So he was like, all right, guys, let's take some of the budget. We put some on Google, and we were like, all right, let's go down to just like $14K, $2,000 less, and let's put that money in Google, see how well it performed on Google. And let's also change some of the campaigns and change some of the bidding strategies and change all of that stuff, and also try out these new creatives, the human-based creatives. Then we was like, okay, awesome, we got it back. This month, February, we were like, all right, we got the groove back, we're good, we're going, let's go at it again. He's like, all right, let's increase the budget back again. So as you can see, we increased it back to another $2,000. And the biggest thing, you guys are like, all right, man, it's just a $2,000 difference. But if you're closing in the first month, you're getting contracts for $400, and you cut the budget, that's basically like 5 contracts right there that you're missing out on every month. And let's say you're closing 80% of those contracts, and you're like, man, dude, I just missed out on so much, tens of thousands of dollars because of that, because of us not testing. So here's what happened with most companies. They'll come in and something's working, they don't test, and they just leave it there, and they just let it just run. And let's say he just would have kept decreasing the budget. By the time we got to month 6, he would have never increased the budget because we wasn't testing anything. Because this all worked well back in Q4, but Q1 happened, everything changed, stuff stopped performing. So we had to readjust real quick. So we had to come in with new ad creatives and stuff. So the next month he go back and say, all right, let's increase it back up. What you guys done in February worked, so let's increase it for March. So we came and was like, all right, let's increase it back in March. So as you guys can see, we've gotten more leads in March than February, and he got in more contracts. He increased the budget. He did we added 1 new campaign, 4 new assets. We did a dynamic creative, a mix of videos and static images, and active ads. We shot them back up to 80 active ads. So in 1 month, we put in 20 more active ads, guys, just because of $2,000 budget increase. You may be like, man, dude, that is wild. You guys are crazy, but we trying different headlines, we're trying different body copies, right? And we're trying different creatives. So you have to just constantly stay up to date on it to see what's currently working. So the key actions that we taken on March 12th, we launched a dynamic creative. So we're testing static images versus videos to see which one performed the best. Then on the 24th of March, what we did, we split test audience between, motivated sellers and like foreclosure. And then we did a broad audience test. Test, right? So that was like just targeting anybody, but just we narrowed in on the copy to make sure that it wasn't just anybody filling out the form, right? We just let them know that we're looking for, homes fast for cash that don't need any repair, that need some repairs, but you don't have the money for the repairs. So that's what we decided to do there.
And with that budget strategy, I'm gonna explain that to you guys right now. We allocated 40 of the dollars evenly distributed across of the 4 ad sets. And out of the 4 ad sets, you will see this over and over again. Higher intent, more volume. Because why? This client right here wants to basically quality and quantity, which is almost unheard of, but that's basically what he's paying us for. So what did we do with the dynamic creatives? We included testimonial videos from previous sellers, as well as property images that's illustrated like fast closing. Like, this is what we do. Hey, this company bought my house fast for cash as is. Or what we did to illustrate, we put up pictures of a home out there in Georgia. We like to use location-based pictures because what you don't want to do is show someone in Georgia a house of California and say, hey, we buy homes fast for cash. So we got some Georgia homes that he sold previously before, and we basically just put images across those, and there you go. All right, awesome. Next thing we did, what the goal was to do is to improve the conversion rate, by determining the ideal creative format, videos or static images, which one is gonna basically work to test for the highest quality leads. And the quality call, 9 contracts were signed with positive feedback on the lead quality, but some concerns about the volume of leads slowing down. So we're like, okay, now we have to go and get the leads, like get him more leads, because that's his biggest thing, because he hired a new rep, and he was like, hey, Courtney, I want to make sure I can hire this new guy, and we have some leads to give him as well. And we're like, okay, that's basically what we're going to do. Weekly insights, dynamic creatives, testing both videos and static images resulted in a slightly better engagement for videos and the higher quality of leads. So we got the higher quality of leads, but quantity went down, and he want quantity and quality, right? So while we tested to identify the type of creative that was going to perform better. So then we jump over into April. He's like, all right, guys, let's go. Let's increase the budget by $4,000. So we're like, all right, let's go and do it. Let's increase it by $4,000. Keep in mind, he told us this month, hey, quality is good, but quantity is down. So next month, we change the ads, and now we're optimizing for quantity of leads instead of quality of leads. So as you can see here, he spent $4,000 more, got the same amount of contracts for $4,000 less. But you can see he almost have 100 times the leads. So this is why you have to test so much. You have to test so much, because he had way more leads, but the same amount of contracts, he spent way more money. So he's like, so you guys can see what we did here. We went to Google. We did some Google ads. We A/B tested from the Ember Homes landing page. We had one we designed a landing page for them to help improve the conversions. We refreshed the Facebook ad creatives with the updated testimonials, location-based targeting. We did some broad targeting as well. We turned off some Florida-specific campaigns. Broad November campaigns, winning ads stopped performing, so we shifted the budget to broad campaigns targeting Alabama, Florida, North Carolina, South Carolina, and Tennessee. Right, the bidding strategy, Facebook, we went, $50 a day distributed among, 4 of the winning assets that was performing real well, just to make sure we keeping good on the quality. We went to Google and we did $83 a day, and we basically just split test each campaign there. So the objective was we come in 2 landing pages for Google and also update another testimonial video for Facebook as well. The goal was to see the impact of the different landing pages that we use to see which one can basically get the better quality leads. Also see and just keep scaling up what's already working. One thing we never done was test what was working at the time. We just basically made sure we were competing against ourselves. And that's really important, to compete against yourself as a marketer. So if you guys are not doing that, that's how you win, is constantly competing against yourself. All right, then, the weekly insights, broad targeting on Facebook proves to generate higher quality leads, while Google did not perform that well because our landing page, and we kept Ember. So we cut our landing page off. We kept Ember Home landing page to test and get results. That's why testing is so important. So now we've changed our landing page like 10 times ever since then to just make sure it's the highest quality leads that we can generate from our lead form. From our landing page as well. So that's basically was the ideal going into April. So then you can go and see, like, okay, we figured out what was the problem there, why he was getting, good leads, like he was getting a good plethora of leads, good quantity of leads, but it wasn't a good quality. So next month he's like, all right, guys, let's come in, let's go and increase it to another $4,000. Put another $4,000 because these deals was finally closing. He got money in the bank. He's like, man, dude, let's just keep at it. And we're like, okay, he increased the budget. And as you guys can see, he increased it by $4,000, but he only had 100, almost 100, like 90 more leads that come in. But you can see he did literally 22 more contracts. So we're like, all right, man, we may have found that sweet spot.
So now you're doing 56 contracts with 98 leads. Okay, so now you're getting a good conversion rate, good ad spend. What we did, we put up 3 new campaigns, 8 ad sets, 13 ads. So now we have 83 ads active and 13 campaigns that are active at the time. So some key actions that we've taken was to expand on the geographical reach of the campaign of South Carolina. Midwest campaign focusing more volume-based lead forms to make sure we're keeping up with the quantity they wanted, because he hired a new acquisition rep I was telling you guys about. Added landing page campaigns, new ads, targeting distressed homeowners and pre-foreclosure, bidding strategy. He said, hey, Courtney, I want to target South Carolina. We put $33 a day for South Carolina creatives alone, using more volume lead form. We did Midwest. He's like, hey, I want to tap into a new market I've never been into. So it was like, all right, let's help you with that, because he have investor lift. And we're like, all right, let's make that happen for you. And we literally just came in and said, all right, at $165 a day, we're going to put this into testing. And what we did was 6 different ad sets focused on 3 of them is going to be high intent, 3 is going to be more volume. So we came in like $27.50 for each of the ad sets. And the landing page campaigns, we put it at like $20 a day to test it, with 4 testimonial ads to basically bring them off of Facebook. That's a different strategy. We talked about that in some of my previous videos on why we do landing pages versus lead forms. So check that out. And we launched, new creatives ads tailored towards, distressed homeowners out in South Carolina. That makes sense. The goal was to expand. His goal was coming in, Courtney, I want to tap into a new market, but I still want to keep quality and quantity. He was kind of second guessing it, like, should I do it? Should I do it? And we was like, dude, do it. He's like, all right, if I do this, I'm trusting you guys as a marketing company to make it happen. And as you guys can see, he had way more contracts and he had way more leads as well. Guys, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to leave this link right here down in the description below, so you guys can actually go through it and kind of see what we done, in case you're probably running ads yourself. You want to see what we test, what didn't work, what did work for us. And you kind of go through here and probably, mimic some of the campaigns yourself, and probably help you guys as well get quality and quantity. But if you don't have time to sit here and do all this and make sure all this line up, you want someone like us to manage it, guys, click the link below and just fill out a form and see if we can help you guys out. And if so, guys, we'll love to be able to create you guys an action plan and make all this stuff happen for you. Because most people struggle scaling up, and especially scaling up with a 8x return on ad spend, because that is almost insane, especially when you get to millions, because people hit that point of return because it's getting so competitive and everybody's hopping into the industry doing Instagram, Facebook, or Google ads, and it's like really hard. TikTok, and it's really hard for people to keep up. So the creatives we use to the double lead form. So use winning ads. So we started a double lead form again, right? Because here, let's go down here and make sure I'm telling you guys right. He was saying the quality. So you guys see back in January and February, he was like, hey, they were unresponsive. So we use the double lead forms, the double phone numbers, and it didn't work. We was like, man, it didn't work. So we just put it off for then. Here again, we hear back from him. He said, hey, some of the leads are not responding to follow-up calls, even though the initial engagement was positive. So we're like, okay, that was the thing. They signed some contracts. Everything is good, but the leads are unresponsive. And we keep seeing that as an issue. So we're going to all right, forget that. Let's go at it again. Let's try this double phone number thing again. And as you guys can see here, boom, we tried it again. And almost same ad spend. Right? You see, just $1,000 more. He got 68 contracts with 550 leads. Because we started the same campaign, guys, that we did from the month previous. From the year previous. We tried the double lead form, double phone number, and it didn't work. So we tried it again 6 months later, and it worked this time. And he got a lot of contracts, and he got a lot of leads in through the door. As a marketer, you just, that ain't work at this time. That's what's up with Facebook and Google ads and TikTok. What may not work now, it probably work later on down the line. So you have to just constantly test and just do not write them off. Like, hey, I tried it, but it probably wasn't the time to try it. So we're just going to try it again. And that's your job as a marketer, to just keep on testing to figure out what works, what works. So what we did, we implemented that new campaign, 2 ad sets, 4 ads, 83 active ads. And as you guys can see, hey, Courtney, he's spending a little bit more money. He got more contracts. Why isn't there any more active ads than the month previous? Because the objective is to cut off the winning ones. You want 20% of your budget always testing. So you want to just cut off the losing ones. I do apologize. You want to just cut off the losing ones and increase the budget on the winning ones, and have 20% of your budget testing the double phone number. So that was the idea there. And next you got, total active campaigns. He had 13, same active campaigns, same active ads. So as you can see, one high with high CPL, he got one lead from the double phone number. So they turned that one off, duplicated the double phone number with the winning ad set on June 7th, with 2 ad sets. That's what we did. Daily budget $40, distributed amongst 2 ad set focused on the combination of higher intent, more volume. That was the goal there. Use the winning ads from the previous double, phone number to ensure the high quality and the lower cost per lead, because that's what he was optimizing for. Improve the lead responsiveness by follow up and utilizing retargeting strategies to capture leads who initially didn't convert. So as you guys can see here, he said, hey, some leads are not responding to the follow-up call, even though the initial engagement was really positive. So if they're picking up the phone, the lead, that's the right number. We're like, all right, that's the right number, but they're not responding to your follow-up. What we're going to do is we're going to start some retargeting campaigns to retarget them so they can opt back in again. So most of these guys came back because they seen the same ad, and they was like, okay, they seen a testimonial ad of a guy saying, hey, yeah, these guys bought my home. They bought it fast for cash. It was hassle-free, stress-free, and now I'm able to chill because I had to get the house off my back and I can move on in my life. If the homeowner seeing that, because basically they're like, oh yeah, I'm thinking about selling my property. They know they need to sell their property, but they're still thinking about it. They're trying everything in their power to keep their property instead of losing it. Our job is, okay, if they do end up losing it or finna get close to losing it, we will still want to be top of mind. I talk about it a lot if you want to take up mental real estate instead of just physical real estate. So we're like, how can we capitalize on taking up their mental real estate as well? And that's just by running a bunch of retargeting campaigns to bring them back in through the door. So basically, what we did was, our weekly insight was retargeting efforts increased by adding, the winning ads, but it did not immediately resolve, the issue of the unresponsive leads. Still facing CRM follow-up issues from the leads on clients end to the unresponsive leads. To address unresponsive leads, the test of the impact of the double phone number for a better contact ratio with the leads. So that's what we tested for, guys. And as you guys can see, we're coming on to the next couple of months. As you can see here, we did something. We're like, all right, 68 contracts, great month. Everything worked good. He increased the budget. Boom. He did 43 contracts, but he got 6 extra leads. And we're like, man, dude, what happened here? As marketers, we're like, man, dude, he should have at least did way more deals than that. And I think he ended up letting someone on a team go or something happened there. But he's super profitable at this point from all these deals he didn't close. So he really didn't feel that big of a hit at all. He just noticed he's spending money. He's getting a great return. Every time he spend $1, he make $8. But it's our job to get in here and figure out what was the problem. So the problem with us is okay, we noticed that a lot of people are coming into the industry and a lot of people are still not creative. So what are we going to do to make sure that does not happen? So we'll turn off the South Carolina ads because what happened with South Carolina with the wholesaling just made it way more difficult. And we divided that budget into different landing pages and, getting more results for the landing pages and the winning campaigns. And basically we took $33 and allocated it between landing page campaigns on broad audiences for Alabama, Florida, Georgia, North Carolina, because we took South Carolina out, and Tennessee. So the goal was to increase lead quality in those states. And basically lead quality went up. Boom. Because now they're like, okay, lead quality is good. We're going to rate it a 9 times out of 10. And the client was very happy with the campaign results with contracts secured in both of the regions. All right. So we got some contracts in, the northern, what do they call it? Northwest, I think, Northwest. And then we also got some in the Southeast, right? So we got all over, and he's getting contracts. He's liking the lead quality overall in that week there. So we're good, and we're like, all right, we're figuring this thing out. Let's just keep on trucking it. And as you can see, the landing page campaign got 40 leads with the CPL of $63 in the month of July. So while we tested to maximize the conversion and the contracts from the winning campaigns that was performing well, the winning ads. So you jump into the next month over here, and you're like, all right, Courtney, he spent $100 more, but he got less contracts again. So is he on a downturn? No, guys, he's not on a downturn this month already. This was from the 15th, just so you guys know of when we know. So this was just from the 15th alone. By the time I created this, so I'm pretty sure he's going to probably push almost 80 contracts or damn near 70 contracts at this point. But you guys can see we're just constantly scaling them up, and he's just constantly adding more and more budget. We put a new campaign on, new ad set. We put 6 ads, and he did, 80 what it was, because this was before we got all the data. So, because I know we're in September now. I'm in September now. When he told us how many deals he were doing, it was only the 15. So we got 6 ads, 80 active ads and 10 campaigns. Sorry guys, this is a lot of information. I know most of you guys are probably like super intrigued, like, man, dude, I want to be able to scale my company up to this, but I don't understand any of it. Don't worry guys, we can handle it. Or some of you guys are probably like, man, dude, I understand all of this. My marketing company is not doing this. I feel like I could do this myself. Guys, like I said, this link is going to be below inside of the comment section. Go in there and click on it and download this link for yourselves, guys. You're going to absolutely love it. And I do think when you get the chance, you just take a screenshot and just copy what we've done, and it'll help you guys out a lot. So we came in, was like, all right, let's add some extended lead form campaigns, with 2 ad sets, more volume, higher intent on 6 ads, asking more questions in extended lead forms, like such as the property listed, what's the property type, what is the current condition of the property. So what we did with the budget was we put the $70 across 2 new ad sets, $35 to more volume, $35 to higher intent as well. We turned off the November broad campaigns because it stopped performing because of ad fatigue on August 14th. So keep that in mind, guys. We had a campaign that was performing for 7 months, 7, 8, 9, 10 months almost, that kept on performing over and over and over again. And we just kept testing so many different creatives. In this account, I think we had like over 400 ads to compete against that one ad that was performing really well in November. And when it stopped finally performing, we already had a couple backups. Most companies will be like, okay, this ad is performing, I'm not going to keep testing. And they're going to sit there, and once the ad stop performing, because it will get ad fatigue, because if you put so much money behind it, eventually everybody will see it and it'll be, irrelevant, or your competitors will see that you keep running it, so they think, oh, all right, this must be a winning one, so let me copy that as well. And that's what we did there. We were like, we had a backup, so we didn't stress out like, oh my gosh, our best winning campaign isn't performing that well. We had that one performing at a 10, but we had like 5 more performing at a 9. So we had 5 9s against 1 10, and when that one stopped performing, boom, we already had those ones to take its place. So he was still able to do deals, and he was still able to scale up and trust us as a marketing company. So we also added like some new video testimonials. We added some new pictures. Then we added like in a more volume and in lead form, we just added more questions. So this month right here was add more questions to get higher quality, and we was also adding testimonials, getting another testimonial video, and get some more picture ads as well. The goal is to improve the lead quality and prevent ad fatigue by introducing new creatives and new ads for extended lead forms, because what we noticed, the CPL is going to go up with the extended lead forms. The more questions you ask, the higher quality the lead is going to be, but that also means the higher the CPL is going to be as well. So what we needed to do was go and create creative ads that will still get more people attention. So it was like, hey, how can we go and create more human-based ads, or more skyline ads, or ads, more videos to basically stop everybody in their tracks to get more clicks, just to make sure we keep that CPL relatively the same. So lead quality jumped down because, like I said, we was trying out new creatives, and that best performing November campaign had stopped working. So lead quality dropped from a 9 out of 10 to a 7 out of 10, and they had some issues with like the CRM, so it delayed a couple follow-ups, which affected the conversions, as you guys can see at the beginning of the month. The refreshed, creative boosted the engagements, but the CRM issues, hindered like the conversion rates. Extended lead forms got 9 leads with a CPL of $50. So as you guys can see earlier before, we had a CPL of $63, but now it's got it down to $49, which is really good, especially if you guys are doing a bunch of volume, and especially if you guys are doing like over 400 leads a month. And that is really, really, really big, guys. And while we tested, we added new creatives, and to achieve higher quality of leads by asking more questions in the lead form, aiming to improve the overall quality and the results of the lead form. So guys, that is literally the exact strategy and what we did with optimizing the ads. If you know anything about ads, Facebook ads, TikTok ads, or Google ads, you will go and see how much we test, how often we test. You see how much money we manage just from one client alone, his account, and how important feedback is to make the necessary adjustments, and why we test so much and how we test. Because human base, who thinks of that, right? You're like, okay, these guys are super creative, and that's the way you guys will win on social media ads, on Google Ads is being creative, think outside the box. So you got to go in and say, how can I think outside the box to get myself the best return possible? And as you guys can see here is exactly what we did. We thought outside the box here a lot. We had a lot of active campaigns. We had a lot of active ads. We spent a lot of money, and it totaled my guy here into $1.4 million with a total of 2,800 leads with 377 contracts with ad spend of $171,000 with a return on investment of an 8x return. So guys, if you're looking for an 8x return and you will like this video, if you think this is super insightful, guys, subscribe, leave a comment, like this video, share it with a friend, another real estate investor that's probably trying to do some type of inbound strategies. Just share this video. I would greatly appreciate it, guys. And if you want some results like this, like I said, click that link in the description below. Looking forward to chatting with you guys soon, and see you guys later. Peace.